You could say that the fear of having a contentious convention came true. Since it was posted 2 days ago, the YouTube commercial has gotten more than 146,000 hits. And once you get a peek at it, I think you'll understand why. Now, just to give you a sense of the kinds of medical costs that the Mosers are dealing with, this is the only formula that Annabeth can eat, the only sustenance she gets, and it costs $1,000 a month. Law enforcement and local government officials have only been aware of this legal and potentially deadly drug for a little more than a year. You see this press release from the sheriff's office alerting the public. It's dated March 2011. So what has taken so long to make this drug illegal? Hi Shelby, I'm here at the Douglas County Fairgrounds, which is the new command post for the TRE fire. As you look down and see the snow on the remnants of this burned home, it becomes clear just how unusual it is to have such a devastating wildfire during this time of the year. So you want to make sure that you're extremely careful when you're walking on sidewalks or on your driveway. Also, make sure to check your car before you get inside. Make sure that the headlights and the taillights are not obscured and that your windshield wipers haven't frozen to your windshield overnight. So everyone, please take it slow and keep it safe out there. Reporting live on US 395 and North McCarran Boulevard, I'm Dora Scheidell. Back to you. The other change that the Washoe County School District says is really good for students is ending the first semester before winter break. That way students don't have to go on their break and study for finals or worry about finals, and they can really just enjoy their time off. So they're making a final decision as we speak. We'll let you know what the update is coming up tonight on News 4 at 11. Reporting live at the Washoe County School District, I'm Dora Scheidell. Back to you. Good evening, Brian, and happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. I'm in downtown Reno right now, where the celebrations are just getting started. It's not too crowded, but there are still plenty of people wearing their green get-ups. And just when we thought Mother Nature was going to ruin all of the fun, the clouds subsided, and we got the perfect view of the solar eclipse. Hundreds of fans spent their Super Bowl Sunday. Some people are still coming out now as we speak, and trust me, it is a lively crowd out here. They had all the fixings for a great party. Tons of food, drinks, and even some celebrities. News 4 exclusively obtained this internal memo to St. Mary's employees. Senator Brower isn't the only one asking for an explanation. I put in my first call to the Attorney General's office on January 26, and I was told that she was working on a response to Senator Brower's letter. But then when I contacted the office again a week ago, more than a month after my original inquiry, I was given the same response. Nevada's Republican convention just wrapped up about 4 hours ago. After a controversial and somewhat slow start, the voting for delegates didn't even begin until after 7 o'clock last night, and the volunteers counting the ballots didn't get a wink of sleep. But the results are in, and here they are, all new at 5. The Ron Paul supporters got what they came for.
They took control of the convention through sheer numbers. They followed the rules. They got their people out here.
Even though it kept delegates in the convention hall until midnight and people counting the ballots had to pull an all-nighter, Ron Paul supporters were elected to 22 of the 25 national delegate spots.
There's finally some closure here. We have a full slate of elected delegates and alternates, so I'm happy to be sending those delegates to Tampa.
But even though the majority of Nevada's delegation will be made up of Ron Paul loyalists, under party rules, they're going to be required to vote for Mitt Romney. 20 will vote for Romney and 8 for Paul because they are bound to follow the results of the caucus. I asked Republican power player Sharon Angle about how she thinks this convention compared to the chaotic one in 2008.
Well, of course, 2008, we had the lights turned out and we didn't complete the convention. So this was a complete improvement on that, being able to complete the business in an orderly way.
And it now will be up to Mitt Romney to unite the party and win over some of those Ron Paul supporters. Reporting live from Nevada's Republican Convention in Sparks, I'm Dora Scheidell, News 4. Cameron was only 19 years old when he committed suicide. Cameron's family and friends say he was on bath salts, a drug known to bring on suicidal thoughts. I wanted to see just how easy it is to get your hands on this synthetic drug. At one store, when I went in without a camera, the clerk showed me the bath salts from behind the counter. She said, quote, "Have you tried this? It's good stuff." But when I came back in with a camera 10 minutes later, she said she'd sold what she showed me. You just sold it? Mm-hmm. Just in the past 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And when I asked her if she was aware of what she was selling, she said she didn't speak English and told us to come back tomorrow and talk to her cousin. Then I went to another store, this time armed with my iPhone camera. It cost $20, and I walked out with a substance known as Bliss. They had a couple different options. $20. He did ask for my ID. Just bought this, Bliss. Plant food, also known as bath salts. But when I came back 2 hours later with a News 4 camera, he told us to leave the store. This drug may be illegal very soon if Nevada's Legislative Commission passes the regulation. But even if they do, who's responsible for enforcing it?
If we know it's occurring and it's illegal and unlawful, we have to make the time to prosecute it.
Meanwhile, at Cameron's celebration of life, his family and friends write messages to him on balloons and release them into the sky for him to see. And even though it's painful, they're all doing their best to move forward and live for Cameron. Reporting in Reno, Dora Scheidell, News 4.
This is a look at life on the streets in downtown Reno.
15 years ago, if I'd be begging for money, I'd have said you're out of your mind.
For many, that life revolves around panhandling. But when it becomes aggressive, the downtown enforcement team steps in.
Our number one complaint is that from the casinos and the citizens is people asking for money.
In order to catch the aggressive panhandlers, 2 undercover cops dressed in everyday clothes will walk down the streets of downtown Reno. Now, if someone's holding out a cup, shakes it, and mumbles under their breath asking for money, it's not usually considered aggressive. But once that mumble becomes coherent, we enter a gray area. The act of asking for money is illegal, and once that mumble is coherent, it's up to the discretion of the officer to determine if it's aggressive. If the undercover cops are asked for money, they make a call, and the downtown enforcement team sweeps in, either to issue a citation or at times make an arrest. A lot of times, the downtown enforcement team is dealing with repeat offenders, like this man, who they refer to as Lynch. I asked Lynch if he feels like he's being picked on.
This town's all about money, and I'm not bringing this town any money. I'm taking money. So I'm a negative, subject in their eyes.
And for most of these repeat offenders, it's an addiction that drives them.
Buy alcohol, booze. I give my friend a few bucks to sleep on his floor.
Police say as long as they're sober and it's the first offense of the day, they're only issued a citation. But when it comes to sobriety, the downtown enforcement team warns me, you can't take their word for it. For instance, this man named Michael told me he's 6 months sober. 6 months?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
But 5 seconds later, I couldn't help but ask. So you're not drinking anything right now? Because I smell a little alcohol on your breath.
Well, I had a beer.
Deep breath, the long hard until I tell you to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good.
But the breathalyzer test says differently. He blew a .08. What'd you have to drink?
Budweiser.
A Budweiser? Just one?
Just one.
You sure?
Yes.
Because of the results of the breathalyzer test, he was taken into custody to sober up.
223, be out the station.
A couple minutes later, the downtown enforcement team got a call from the undercover cops. Lynch, who was given a citation an hour earlier, was allegedly caught asking for money again. Police say he'd been warned, and now he's taken into custody.
As long as you're putting it on the news, they're arresting me for nothing. I did nothing wrong.
The downtown enforcement team is out once a week, making sure you can walk down the streets of downtown Reno in peace. Reporting in downtown Reno, I'm Dora Scheidell, News 4.